Hi, this thing keeps going off. I'm thinking there might be a timer on it. Okay, I'm going to go through this in a hurry. This is part 2. It says, when I came in, they told me, let me love you until you learn to love yourself. It's anonymous it's from the big book. It takes a long time to learn to love ourselves. So many things we've done seem hard to forgive. We might be trying to dig out from under tons of negative garbage and negative images. Fortunately, our friends in the program, whether it's CODA, AA, NA, do love us, and that will sustain us as we try to get the picture of ourselves back into proper focus. The thing that we must get locked firmly into our mind is that it's all right to be who we have been and who we are now. We know we know how to repair the damage now. Our program shows us the way to recovery, the way back to a genuine esteem in ourselves as God's creatures. God made us and always loves us just the way we are. I will try to love myself, remembering that God and other people love me as I am. My big problem, I didn't like myself at all when I came into the program in 1985 because I was at Simon Fraser University trying to chase credits, and I took a course at it's called the Allen University, and then it was Spina, and because they were giving 5 credits for each of the course, I was chasing credits in university. So that was for drug, alcohol, sex abuse, and family counseling. I also took art therapy at Douglas College, and I did my own art therapy. And I'll never forget my professor at the time. He says, be careful. All of us that stood up and took the course, he said, how many people here is the first child? And he said we all suffered from the Jesus Christ syndrome, and we were flaming codependents. And what it meant for me is that I was so busy being a caretaker and fixing others. He says there's nothing worse than a counselor sicker than themselves. So what caretakers tend to do is they look after everybody else so they don't have to look at their own stuff. And consequently, we were actually sicker than the people we're helping. So what I've learned as a counselor is I have to do my own journey, and then it's kind of like when I do my journey, then I can help you with yours, because I've worked through my abuse. I'm also a sexual abuse survivor, and that's another time I'll talk about that. But 1 out of every 3 kids are, so it's normal to be abused. It's not nice, but it's normal, and 50% are under 5, and 20% are under 3. And above that it's internal, and below that it's usually oral sex on babies, which I learned when I took my nursing course, which I was kind of shocked. But the thing is that it's not, I believe that we all choose our journey before we come here. I believe we're all born in heaven. I used to be a Jehovah's Witness and then a Mormon, and now I have my own belief system, which you will discover your own belief system. But I'm starting to believe that we all come from heaven, because I've been to heaven twice, and we came here to do our spiritual journey to see if we are true to our higher power as we understand it. And if we give back, and I've been told I'm an indigo, and I've also been told I'm a shaman by a shaman. And I believe each one of us are indigo children who are searching. And if you're willing to let go of the fear and just free fall with God, everything will get good. So in the meantime, you could take what this is, and it's through Hazelton. Join up with Hazelton, and you can read them with me, and we can talk about it. And eventually, maybe we can get a core group going on Google Hangouts, and we can talk there too. The thing I like about this is that it says, we will love you until you learn to love yourself. I'm 68 years old. I'm still learning. And when I look back at my childhood, I did the best I could. My parents did the best they could with what they know. It's really sad that we're caught up in a world that is it's some people think are falling apart, but actually we're living in the greatest time in history because people are actually talking about these things. Generations went by and it was all buried under the table. Even Freud, which I did a paper on Freud, he stole all those ideas from the native people in Canada. I thought that was interesting. But even Freud, when he found out that a lot of his clients ended up as predators, that's when that false memory syndrome. And the problem with our society, we tend to re-victimize people who've been victimized and say it's not true. So if you've been abused or if you feel that you have a need to talk to somebody, you can always talk to me. In the meantime, if you know anybody who's a mechanic out there, I'm stuck in Cape Breton, and down here they only help their own. And I've been trying to get a mechanic now since I moved here, because they won't fix a truck that's over 5,000 pounds. I have a U-Haul truck. And and it's gas. But down here, because it's a small population, they only help each other, and they don't like outsiders. And I'm from away, so I like the way the police said to me, "If you're from away, they'll chase you away." Well, it's happened to me. The only thing is that I've already paid for 2 flights of guys to move out here to help fix the trucks, and they only wanted a free holiday, and they didn't know what they were doing. So that's kind of sad. I wish I could get my brother, but he's not well, and he's looking after my 90-year-old mother who's got dementia. So in the meantime, I'm going to talk to you tomorrow, and go to my blogs. If you go on this channel, you'll see that, and I'm looking for a sweetheart who's like me. My dream is to live in the heat in the winter time, and live in the cold, live in the heat in the winter time, and live in BC in the summer, or Alberta. And being a Canadian, I'll lose my pension and stuff if I stay longer than 180 days. I feel like Cinderella at the time of 12. In the meantime, if you have any problems or anything, I will talk to you. I used to have money, but it's all gone. And I came down here, bought 7 buildings, apartment, a motel, 6-plex I was going to turn into a healing center, and they got burned or destroyed, and I've been basically railroaded out of town, and I'd like to go home. I find there's more spirituality in the West than the East here, and that's sad. So find out what you find that you need for you, and let us know, and we'll be all part of the group. And if I'm talking too much, it's because I'm nervous. So I'm going to sign off, and yeah, have a good day, and go and look at some of my blogs. You might learn something. I'm really interested also in using urine for generators and making hydrogen out of it, taking all this waste. I recycle everything. I love my cats, and I want to go west. I have a motorhome. I'm also looking for a truck, because I got sold this Jimmy, and I found out, my brother said it's not big enough. He says I'm going to need a 450 with I forget what he said, but a heavy duty motor, because I got a 30-foot trailer I'm going to drive. And I have a U-Haul truck that's a 5,000 from a 1988 that's got to get fixed. So if you know anybody who wants to help, and because I want to take it out west, and then we can decide what we can do. I've already bought the furniture for their ship houses, because I wanted to start healing centers, and that's my dream. And I've been talking to George Takis in LA, and he has the same dream as I do. And I have references if you want to know. And no Nigerian scammers. If I'm finding every 3rd person on the sites now is, and I'd like to start a website. I've already got the name. I want to start it like Facebook, with a combination of a dating thing that's a safe site, and I've got the name through I got it through GoDaddy and logged in, and it's free safe mates, where you can, and we'll pre-screen them, and then if anybody needs any counseling because somebody was hurt, we can do that too as part of the program, and it will support our 12-step church for teens. So take care and have